growing taller. I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning in a vision. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Drugs can do the same. Blood in the wind. Is this what we created? Where have we started? Did I lose my mind? Now up against a wall on the edge. Seconds till I fall. I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning from within. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster.
All right, everybody. Welcome to this best of one match here on Ancient for ESEA Season 55 European Region main level match between Sangal, 1X Altars, and Fluff Force. This is going to be a best of one on Ancient. Because it is a best of one, they have to knife 4 sides. I've seen Sangal play this knife round before. They love doing the rock, paper, scissors strat. They're going to try a little bit of a run boost. It's going to fail. They're then going to try to pinch left and right. Fail, 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 fail. And then they're trying to do this left and right pinch, and it's probably not going to work out for them. And I see Fluff Force has been ready for this. The bait is coming in on the left side. Knives swinging. Hoku gets the first TNG. Radix trade for the back 2. But left in a 1-on-2 now is Koopa Pete, and he gets the first, and then do a 1-on-1, 45 and 44 HP respectively. Let's watch the chase here. On the hunt here, Koopa Pete chasing him down. TNG trying to play sneaky, not really fighting these corners too much, just trying to play the straight line dash and run. He knows if he survives, he wins. So a minute 22 worth of running, and we're going to be watching this from beginning to end. Oh, TNG gets himself a little bit of a power position, but goes in for the fight. They know it's a right-click gauge, but Koopa Pete puts him down and in a 1-on-2, finds himself the victory. My guess is Fluff Force are going to want to start on the CT side. Kind of a flex if you want to start on the T side. Let's see what Koopa Pete decides to do. All right, it is the CT side for Fluff Force. That means Sangal on the T side. They're going to have to start getting their T's crossed, I's dotted, communication in quickly because this is a map of mid control. Smoke lower mid for the CTs with a couple of mollies behind it. Smoke lower doors, a couple of mollies, and then nades raining over in this direction. And you're going to be able to take control of this entire space here if you are the CTs. That should be the job. Hold it for as long as possible. Don't overextend. Don't look for fights. Wait for the flashes to come back to clear the space out. It looks like Fluff Force going for a little bit of an A side lean. We're on the opposite side. Sangal 1X Altars are not really slowing this down. They're going to go a 4 through cave push. And the CTs are kind of set up for this. First contact will be losing backside. Smoke limits his ability, so it's going to be Tobin's job. And spam through the smoke is going to find nothing. Gushed. Tobin has to fall back, and no pressure from the T's just yet. But here they come. Oh, great shot from News, and finds himself a second with the USP. 5 rounds in the mag, and he's still pressing the issue. He has teammates with him now. 3 posted up on the long side, 2 on the short side. Quick reload comes in. Rejig of the utility, rejig of the communications, and the CT retake is on. News and finds himself a 3rd. Hoku finds 1, but now Radix backside can't get anything done. News and finds himself a 4th, and the bomb being defused is going to be a 1st on the board for Fluff Force. And a good thing there, Tobin with the kit says, get off that bomb, 10 seconds is too long. Let's get this round over with. Beautiful pistol play, good setup on the B site. Not too bad for Sangal either to get onto the site, get that bomb planted. They might force into the second. Hello. My wife's sitting on the couch watching me and gives me a thumbs up. Purchase comes back in from Fluff Force. They got rifles, a couple of one SMG, and a FAMAS here. Kits on 2, head armor on all, utility for most. And the force buy does come back in for the Sangal side. As we can see, 1 AK-47 Hawks. Thinking his name is Donk. I'm going to try to do his best impression here. Fluff Force played this slow. You see them dump all this util down towards lower mid. Nades into this quadrant right here, but they elect to smoke off B ramp instead. They're playing the passive retake style setup here. And Hoku from a distance is going to go 1-on-1 toe-to-toe with Hawks, the AK-47. But this timing, eluding the A sight hold, and he's going to be able to walk directly out. Let's keep an eye on Hawks here. What's he checking? How does he spot this? Shoulder spot and spray. The MP9 comes in, but the AK is too strong right now. But the Desert Eagle from Ships puts down the injured Hoku. And that is another open sight for Sangal to try to get their first on the board. And the retake should be coming in here. Fluff Force up close and personal, but the force buy, indicated by all these util AK-47 and Desert Eagle, allows for the extra utility to hold back this retake from starting. A couple of flashes, a re-smoke neck. Where's he going to toss that one? And he's super late on this flank. This is an A main smoke. You got to toss it out now. The rest of your team waiting for you to be there. A well-timed re-smoke of CT spawn comes in. Wangling finds the first under Radix towards A main. Has a second fight. Can't control the spray. Teammate puts him down. That's Koopa Pete. And the fight back sight erupting. Koopa Pete does close with and destroy the gap, but the donut hold is too strong. Now trying to stick the bomb as News in, and they fail the conversion. Sangal put a 1st on the board. Oh, no one surviving either. So losing a round like that for Fluff Force, realizing everybody died, they're going to force back into this. But Sangal should be ready for this. They need to play this anti-force style play. We see a lot of teams really loving to pressure down towards lower B with some good flashes. Maybe 3 here, 2 down towards lower mid, and they try to pinch this area. But for Fluff Force, they're going to go back to what they did on the pistol round. Deep on B site, Donut and A main, but it looks like pressure. Cooper Pete finding the space towards A main is going to be good to go. The rest of his team getting pressured over towards Jaguar position. At a minute 35, the T's are postured anywhere they want to go. And the util raining out onto the B site. It's going to be a little bit of a go signal. Radix finds the first with the MAC-10 in cave. A ramp under control here by Tobin, but not for long. P250 in the smoke, bumping hips. They're dancing together. Galil cleans up the push through the smoke. Now the post plant about to come in, and Hawks feels like he's getting pressured, and he is. Smoke towards T-spawn to get himself a little bit of saving grace, but he needs support from his teammates right now, because this MP9 at Koopa Pete could go big, and if he gets himself the upgrade, it's going to be well worth it. Fights erupting across the map here. TNG does take out Wangling. Koopa Pete does upgrade to that Galil. And with armor, this is definitely worth the save. Hoku trying to survive in CT spawn. Desert Eagle primed and ready, but 2 on his doorstep. With a quick reload, the stat track Desert Eagle low. Never mind. I was going to say the low sensitivity he can't trace. That jumping MAC-10 puts him down. Sangal, full force here. Driving force of this round for sure. It's going to be Galil's MAC-10s right up against USPs. So, Sangal, it's time to do a little bit of an execute. Where are you guys going to go, A or B? Don't screw around on this round. Take your time to set up that execute. Make sure it's perfect. But then just group up, take the site, ape strong, and overwhelm. Hawk's going to control the lower mid push. Good PC utility here to slow it down, and Nate to boot as well. But in front of the volley goes the CTs, and he can't control anything. They're giving up this round early. MAC-10s trying to make their space known towards a B site. They're going to find that space for sure, but Galil saved Tobin. Probably going to be the last one in here, bait the rest of his teammates. And this is actually not the easiest post plant for Sangal right now. They have 2 players relatively stuck. TGN, sorry. No one's trying to pressure towards him, but there are 4 CTs in Jaguar. And if he's quick with it, MAC-10 could make some money. MAC-10 goes burr for the first 2. Looks for more. The unarmored CTs are dropping like flies to that MAC-10 9mm, and they're just trying to deal with this last of Tobin. 5 MAC-10 kills. Tons of money for the T side, and recovering what kind of looked like a scary round. They lose the lower mid fight. They had 1 player isolated here. They had 1 player with a MAC-10 isolated here. Very hard to do multiple kills in the cave position without getting traded. This could have been traded as well. So Sangal thanking their lucky stars that Fluff Force stopped where they did. But attack timeout comes in, and they're trying to figure out what the next play for Fluff Force is. They haven't seen the lower mid smokes yet. They haven't seen the lower mid mollies. They haven't really seen the fight from Fluff Force towards catwalk or lower mid. Sangal has been given a lot of free space. And now with this extra util, going up against mostly helmeted CTs, no kits, lacking utility. If Sangal just play this default nice and slow, give up the cat control early, give up mid early, and retake it at about a minute, they're going to have full map control with tons of util to spare and doing whatever they want. But round 5 underway. Oh, there's that lower mid util that we're looking for from the side of Fluff Force. Supported with the mollies and the nades. So this is good information by them to take the space. Great job as well. But Pete getting burned for most of his life. The swing out lower mid is coming. Hawks is going to have 2 on the other side to deal with. Spots 1 in the smoke. Spam is good, but Koopa Pete, low HP, doesn't matter. Presses down towards lower mid, and they take the space. But now they have to deal with this catwalk position. Jaguar's been smoked by the T's. And it's going to fade here. News and elects to get himself out of there as util rains onto the B site. But look at this. Radix has found a timing towards A. There's a little bit of shoulder spot coming in, but he found the timing into Brokey. I don't think Wang Ling saw this. What's the timing here, Wang Ling? Shot in the back from the Brokey position. A molly into Donut as well. Not really super deep, but the bomb is still going to be able to make it onto site. Koopa Pete to try to deal with this early, but the angle he's looking for is actually given to him deep in the temple position. Radix does find Koopa Pete, gets himself out, and into a 2-on-3 we go. Fluff Force had a chance here. They found good timings, but they're losing a little bit more than they should. Tobin does collect a kill onto TGN as he tries to plant the bomb, but neck too quick. And now Newsy's position absolutely noted. M4 spray tries to control it over to the right side of the big box, but Radek's too quick, picks himself up. An M4A1S, but a fourth on the board for the Sangal side. And realistically, losing a round like this after a full force from Fluff Force, not a bad thing. You're keeping the money of Sangal semi in check. I say semi, multiple pretty solid rounds, survivable. Economy is on the up and up, but Fluff Force need a little bit of a change here. We saw them fight towards lower mid. Koopa Pete did take that space, so I think Sangal are going to be a little bit wary of this. They're not going to want to fight into it. They're going back towards the A march, and they shouldn't really slow down on this. We saw this in the second round when they force bought with Hawks. He just walked right onto the site. Looks like he's going to do the same here. He does have a fight backside, shoulder spotted. Pre-fire comes in. That's Wang Ling stuck towards that Brokey position. Molly's onto his feet, so he's got to get out. And they're still walking and marching onto this site. Hawk spots another one in the CT. Tries to deal with it. The Molly backside has no response. But especially the smoke, Hawk is good for it, but Hookah so much better. Desert Eagle for 3. One taps, looks for more. But the M4A1S from Radix puts him down. Bomb on site, a little bit left alone here. Molly to force 2. And he has time to reload, but SCT could walk through the smoke. Who is that? That's Newsen. The rotate in from neck is good. Smoke and CT spawn a little bit deep. He does clear his corners. He can't control the spray well enough. He does, at the end of the day, put down Newsen. So we do a 2-on-2. Advantage Sangal. And as these CTs rotate back in towards the temple side, this is going to be an open runway towards the B site. Radix skates on, knife out, full W. Doesn't care about much. Bomb will be planted before Fluff Force even know what's up. That should be a 5th on the board, barring any crazy stunts. But there are weapons to be picked up from the Fluff Force side as I sit on top of an AK-47. One to be found. Tobin maybe finds the other. He totally does. And a couple of pieces of util as well. So that's going to be a save from the Fluff Force side to 5th on the board for Sangal. Cheap viewers, streamboo.com. Yeah, no stress, bro. Thanks very much. Some dude in chat. It's a bot.
Oh.
Yeah, this is life. All right, off to a strong start is Sangal. A little bit of a mistake on the pistol round. No stress. They were unable to beat back the retake that Fluff Force put on over towards the B site. But as soon as they win that second round conversion, well, it's been all Sangal. The rounds haven't been as clean as you like, but clean enough to keep them on the up and up. And if Fluff Force want to come back into this game, they're going to have to do it a pretty difficult way. 2, possibly 3 gun rounds in a row they're going to have to win before breaking the bank accounts of Sangal completely. Now, Sangal being a big organization, I'm sure they're not hiring players without a brain. If there's 2K on 2 players and 6K on 3 players, Sangal will probably do a half buy to purchase into the next. So Fluff Force win 2 gun rounds in a row, they can be right back into this. Hopefully get the off early doors as well. Round 7, not as early as you'd like, but this is what we're looking for. The fight towards the catwalk side. Koopa Pete boosted up early. He has support in Jaguar. But onto the B site they go, and Tobin stuck on the long side. AK spray, good for the first. Radix gets dropped. He's blind as hell. Can't get himself out of this position. Koopa Pete's flank towards lower ramp, though, is good, but Neck puts down the defender on site. Now Newsen trades back out with a shot from the op into the side of his head. Not a great way to start this round. Not a great way to start this post plant. Ships on site, finds himself 2. Nox finds one on the flank as well. Now it's up all onto Hoku, trying to push his way onto site, op in hand, but he pills up the USP instead, and Ships puts him down and into a 2-on-4 victory for the last 2 members of Sangal. Hooks and Ships. Great work from them. Fluff Force, yeah, attack timeout time. We saw the change-up, though. We definitely saw the change-up. Lower mid-smoke, multiple Molotovs, nades, and flashes erupting in this area. The T's stuck here. Koopa Pete finds a great timing to flank up ramp. Can't deal with the 3rd member down here. And then all of a sudden, well, a 2-on-4 erupts. Koopa Pete did his best job to get to that round, but nothing more can be said. Force might come back in for the CTs. It looks like it's going to happen. Koopa Pete dropped an M4 from someone, because he hasn't spent a dime yet. I guess that's Wang Ling. Newsen yet to purchase. Maybe Famos. I don't think you need head armor at this point. You don't need a helmet. You're fighting against AK-47s. We still love to see the helmet in the kit. And he likes to get the MP9. Uses that lower mid-smoke beautifully. And a change of pace maybe from Fluff Force. 3 towards lower mid. They're going to fight for it this time again. They're trying to go for the fast cross, but out towards lower mid. It's too quick. Wing Lang Wang Ling finds the first trade with the nade. And now directly onto the A site they go. They're not slowing down. Radix with his partner in crime, Hoots, just running onto the A site. They realize that heavy fight towards mid means there's probably only one in Donut here. But look at this. Neck moving quickly. What was that Neck? Just continuously sprinting through T-spawn. Definitely heard by Koopa Pete. And Hoku able to fling it back and take the fight. Pokes the next one towards Donut. Ends up Koopa Pete from lower mid. And now the pitter-patter of A main has been heard, and a 3-on-3 retake is underway. No kits on the CT side. Nades into spawn are so juicy. Newsin dropped down to 57 HP. But these CTs still haven't been able to figure out this pattern from the Sangal side. Well, a kill apiece in that 3-on-3 post-plant. Sangal go up to 7. Fluff Force with no response just yet. Fluff Force, as their name would suggest, continuously forcing every single round it seems. M4s and armor are good, but if you don't have the utility to beat back mid, you ain't winning. They still have yet to really grab cat control with a heavy set of util, but if they keep forcing into every round, it's never going to be able to come to fruition. You can see Prox just getting in front of all this util, lower mid, taking no damage for his troubles and getting over all the way to that boost box. Now, fight towards ramp, ships too quick with that off. Next in line, Radix puts down Newsin on the B site. Ships just holding the deep angle. Koopa Pete, nothing to do. 5 alive in this post plant. Mid-fight even goes Hawks' way. Wang Ling gets dropped. And now Hoku running for the hills of A main, and you can see the hunt is already on. Hawks says, dude, we're going to find this guy. TGN running towards A main. And this is going to be a terribly hard save for Hoku to deal with. He does have a little bit of space to work through into CT spawn, but that's all she wrote. Sangal up to 8, just changing their pace a little bit. Maybe not expecting the force buy from the CT side, but it doesn't even matter. Sangal overwhelmed towards B site. They see a couple of pieces of util down towards lower mid. Not enough to say, hey, they've definitely forced into this. But not losing a single member, Sangal. This is going to be Fluff Force's half purchase. It has to be. They can't keep forcing into this. They're going to continuously lose every single round. Take one on the chin real quick, boys. SMG armor, push something together, do it as a group, not this half purchase buy. What is happening right here? 2, 3, 4 members purchasing. Koopa Pete probably want to try to get the op coming up in the following round. But still, no mid-fight, no catwalk fight. You can see how fast Sangal are taking all of this space, crossing over towards catwalk, grabbing mid control at a minute 39. They hold catwalk, they hold mid, and realistically, they hold Jaguar. They just don't know it yet. But that is Radix's job to hold this space back. Push towards A main, dealt with. Ships way too quick on that approach. Koopa Pete just pushing into his crosshair. A site completely open for business. TGN knows the trajectory of that utility landing in main has to come from in main, and they wait for it too easy. Neck puts him down. Open A site and a 5-on-3. Post plant positions for Sangal are deep, multifaceted, multi-layered. Here's one, knows the position of 2, spots and drops Tobin, dropping down from the catwalk position. Looks for more in mid, but Wang Ling too quick with it. He's going to upgrade to an AK-47, but that's all she wrote. Fluff Force, no way they're getting back into this bomb site. Smoke and Neck can be deployed wherever he wants. Doesn't seem to care for it, though. The 2 CTs of Fluff Force are backing off, and that's a 9th on the board for Sangal. Great work for them on their T-side campaign. Losing the knife round, not as big a detriment as I assumed. And again, no change of pace for the Sangal side. They're still doing everything exactly the same. Smoke towards mid. Flashes from lower mid are raining over and hitting in this position here. The swing straight across, clearing all these angles. And then 2 players just sprinting across catwalk, creating a crossfire in mid. And the big X means they own that space. They don't have to worry about a Jaguar push because no one's been doing it. The B ramp push has been destroyed the 3 times that the Fluff Force guys have tried, so they've essentially stopped. Every time A main wants to get aggressive, someone's waiting for it. If they see an overwhelming utility towards mid, they just increase their speed towards A main. Sangal have the calls, they have the reads. Wang Ling with that AK-47 saved from the round prior has to be a hero. With util raining over towards top mid, you can see it flying in. That's Vengeance tossing it over, giving the space to Sangal for relatively free. Again, at a minute 30, they control mid, they control catwalk, they can split this map any way, shape, or form. The only questionable area is Red Room. But there's no one from Fluff Force there. Utility to rein in. This is Koopa Pete to try to hold back this onslaught of T's. Finds the back of the first. Looks for more, but can't capitalize on it. The spray of the M4. Not good. Radix and TGN open up onto the site. Now back site. Wangling with that aforementioned AK-47. Has to be the hero here. Spots a second. Knows he's pressured out of this position. Sees the rotate back. Knows the bomb is at his feet. Looks for the fight. Spots the shoulder of one. Sees both actually deep inside that donut position. And they just need to survive. Sangal, you don't have to do anything in this position. Let Hawks work the magic of the rotate of the flag. Toban is watching this. But there is no real util for you guys to do anything. You have a couple of nades, a flash, that's about it. And a great shot from Radix to put down the AK-47 on the CT side. But now will they account for this close position? Doesn't matter. Hawks still working his flank. Finds a great timing. Clears the angles. Finds the kill towards Toban and CT spawning. Now left alone in a 1-on-3. Newzinga for the first. MP9 rings out. Looks for more. The low HP of the T's can't do much. But Hawks with 4 HP still finds the headshot on the Newzin and double digits secured for Sangal. What is the play? Koopa Pete saving a couple rounds in a row to try to get himself anything. And it's just not working out. Into the last round of the first half, and Sangal in full control. Fluff Force coming into this at 4-5 in main. Sangal 4-4. They got 4 more games at least to play over the next few days as the end of regular season. Season 55 is coming up. But again, just a fast play along catwalk. That's the first use of the nades. The first time they've really grabbed Jaguar control here. Oh, Radix through the edge of the smoke. I wasn't watching him. I was looking somewhere else, but great shot. And I don't think Newzin is very happy about that. But you can see Fluff Force still trying new things, still trying to apply pressure where they can. And I think the barrel might be spotted here. It definitely is. Dealt with quickly. Koopa Pete, good trade though. Not too bad. Now Toban next up to bat. A little bit of an off angle in cave. But it's going to be a very hard angle to get himself to. Currently sitting 3-9, not having the greatest game. Sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard for the Fluff Force side. And he needs to go strong. Util to rain over on the B site. Indications of that B hit. Oh, who finds the first? Traded immediately. Great work from the T's to get themselves up ramp. And you can see a little bit of a pregnant pause coming in. Second layer of Util does land. Clear from TGN into cave. Great timing on that molly. Pulls the rotation. The eyes of Toban towards sight. Capitalizing. The side of Sangal. Looking like they're about to get an 11th on the first half of this best of 1. Wangling up the long side here. Spots the first. Spray control good. Net gets dropped. Low HP on Hawks makes this a little bit easier. No util though left in the hands of anybody after that nade lands and drops Wangling down to 13 HP with no kit on his back. This bomb at 20 seconds. He has 10 seconds to get on it. Stick and hold while finding 2 members of the T side. Taps. Bates can't even find it. Hawks with 8 HP. Too quick. An 11th on the board for Sangal as they transfer over to the CT side. Sangal are crushing it. That is T-side ancient. Don't get me wrong. The style that Fluff Force is playing is the 2-1-2 on their CT side. And if they do change it, they play the 3-2 or the 2-3. But it's a passive hold. These lines are essentially the lines that they don't cross. So all of this space back here is all CT controlled, no stress. But as soon as Sangal is able to grab all of this space, it's over. Out towards mid they go. Fluff Force can't get much done here. Radix next ships and Hawks, I guess, get the first 4 kills and a flurry of frags. And Hoku can't get anything done. That's 12 on the board for Sangal. Looking like they're going to clean this up pretty quickly. Fluff Force just running it down. If we had more time, I'm sure we would see this from Sangal. Smoke. Smoke. These are my Molotovs, by the way. Molotovs. High explosive grenades are stars. Molotov. High explosive grenade. Flashbang. Molotov. Molotov. All of them being used early. But this space would be definitely controlled by the Sangal side. You can see the Molotovs and nades landing towards lower mid as depicted up towards B ramp. They go. Next gonna have a lot to deal with. M4A1S is good for the first on the cross. Has support from the cave side. That's a good kill from TGN to get himself a second. Spray control is there. He finds himself a third as well. And now Koopa Pete left alone in a 1v3. Can't get it done. And Sangal 1x alters drops Fluff Force 13-1. Thanks very much for being here, everybody. That's me right there, Mr. Henry Bat. Check that out. Hit that follow button. Check out my Twitter. Hit that follow button as well. I'll be back. See ya.